Shakti, how are you, man? Hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Great. Okay. Are we good to start? Great. Okay. Hey, good evening, people. Hi, everyone, wherever you're listening, tuning in from. It's a Friday evening at 5:30, and I'm back with a brand new episode of Cornerstone Weaving Workplace. I know it's a Friday evening, how you must be rushing towards the weekend. And on Cornerstone Weaving Workplace, we talk about human dynamics right here on DC Live, where we care, we share, and we are on air. Today, we're talking about something you might feel a little lost, somewhere around, which is being yourself, right? The calmer self of you, right? Your calmer self is what I'm going to be talking about. And why did I pick this? Because around the weekend, it's going to be the International Yoga Day on 21st of June. And then usually yoga is employed as as a tool to calm yourself. And let's be honest, the modern workplace is loud. It's a constant stream of urgent pings, shifting priorities, and competing personalities. Okay. And by Friday, almost everyone out here working is just tired. We're emotionally depleted. We have spent 5 days reacting. Today, we want to talk about how to reclaim that steady, grounded version of you. I repeat, the steady, grounded version of you that knows how to handle a crisis without letting the crisis handle you. Okay, I repeat that. You don't let you should know how to handle a crisis without letting the crisis handle you. All right, perfect. I'm going to start by talking about what do we actually mean by your calmer self. Let's clear up a misconception right away. It doesn't mean becoming like a robot who never gets stressed, not like a machine. It certainly doesn't mean sitting at your desk in a meditative pose while your inbox burns down. That's not what I'm talking about. In a corporate environment, your calmer self is simply the version of you that operates with a bit of breathing room. It's that internal anchor that you have. Think back to a time when a project went completely off the rails and completely going down south, or a client called you furious about a mistake. How did you react? If you felt your chest tighten, your defense mechanisms go up, and you fired off an email, later you had to apologize for it. That is your reactive self. We have all been there, no judgment for any of us. I'm not going to do that. But now think of a time when the same chaos happens. For some reason, you just paused. You took a second, you realized the anger wasn't personal. You asked yourself, okay, what is the actual problem here? How do we fix it? That right there is your calmer self. You found your calmer self. It's the version of you that chooses how to respond rather than letting your impulses call the shots. When we operate from that place, human dynamics at work completely change. Trust goes up, friction goes down, and honestly, you just go home with fewer headaches. All right, I'm going to do this right now. Before I head into the next segment of talking further, I'm going to play a quick song for you, and that's a wonderful track, and it's from Coldplay, Hymn for the Weekend. As you all must be aware, Coldplay is a renowned British alternative rock band. And this song is all about finding that one person, passion, or feeling that completely lifts your spirits. And that makes you alive, right? So it's a celebration of getting elated on good energy, love, and life itself. It's a magic that brings life back to you. And that's Coldplay, Hymn for the Weekend. I'll have Shakti play that for a moment. Before that, I just like a wonderful few lines from that. It goes, "O angel sent from up above, you know you make my world light up. When I was down, when I was hurt, you came to lift me up." Such a wonderful line. When I was down, when I was hurt, you came to lift me up. Life is a drink and love's a drug. Oh, now I think I must be miles up. When I was a river dried up, you came to rain a flood. I repeat, beautiful line. When I was a river dried up, you came to rain a flood. And that's Coldplay's Hymn for the Weekend coming up for you people right at this. And I'll be after the break, talking to you. Listen to it. Number from Coldplay on Hymn for the Weekend, which is all about your high spirits and making you feel alive. Great. Now let me get back to what we were talking about. We were talking about the calmer self, right? And you're back on Stone Weaving Workplace right here on DC Live with your favorite host, RJ Rudhra. On DC Live, we care. We are on air, we care, we share, right? So that's what we do here. And then I am back with the show, and we're talking about the next segment. Why do we lose our calmer self, right? If being calm is so great for business and great for our health, why is it so incredibly hard to maintain it? If it's so important for me to be, calm, why am I not doing it? Let's look at the dynamics, especially the workplace. We are wired for survival. When a colleague sends a vague email like, "Hey, do you have a minute? We need to talk." Our brains don't think. They probably want to discuss the lunch menu. Our brains treat that vague email like a threat. Our heart rate goes up. We get defensive. We also live in a culture of immediacy. We feel this intense pressure to reply to everything within 30 seconds. We treat every single notification like an emergency. But there is a hard truth we need to share today. Not everything that is urgent is important. Something is urgent but may not be important. When we treat every ping like a fire, we stay in a state of high alert. And when you're always on high alert, you can't be strategic. You can't be empathetic. You can't lead well. And you certainly can't collaborate effectively. You are just surviving. So how do we shift the dynamic? How do we build a corporate environment where people feel safe enough to slow down? Let's talk about a few practical, everyday things we can do on Monday morning. But first, let's probably look at what those things are, right? So I repeat, when we are on high alert, you can't be strategic, you can't be empathetic, you can't lead well, and you certainly can't collaborate effectively. You're just surviving. When your survival mode is on, how do you even stay calm? You will not. So I'm going to give you a few practical steps for you to practice. Let's talk about practical application. How do we actually do this without changing our... Do you think you can change your home? You can change the atmosphere. People talk about, oh, you got to change your friends you're being with, the people you're talking to, the situations, and also the places. You cannot be changing those things. 3 simple shifts in your perspective is what you can try. You cannot change the world around you. First, own the pause. When I mean own the pause, you can control when you pass. When you pause, it gives you the time to think. When a stressful situation hits, give yourself permission to wait. Give yourself permission to wait. If someone sends an email that upsets you, do not reply immediately. Maybe you want to draft the response, but do not hit that send. Walk away. Get a glass of water. Give it maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. Sometimes even if it's very deep, maybe a few hours. Let the emotional wave pass so your rational mind can take over. You'll find that email you actually send is completely different from the one you drafted in a state of panic. That's finding your pause. Sometimes for you to overcome a situation, it may need a few seconds, few minutes, few hours, few days. Now, immediately pausing and reacting to it is the survival mode. And when you are in your survival mode, you're not thinking effectively and you're losing your calm. That's where you need to own that pause of yours. Perfect. That's the first step. The second, lower the volume on the noise. You don't need to be available every single second. Block out 90 minutes on your calendar for focused work and off your chat notifications. Set boundaries for yourself. That I'm going to be doing this technique of focusing only for myself. Probably you can keep your team know that, hey, you know what, I'm not going to be there for about the next 2 hours. You can just, hold on until I come back and check that. That also reduces your anxiety because you've already kept people informed about your non-availability. That's very important. That's like lowering the volume on the noise. Third, look for the human. When a colleague is being difficult or a manager is pushing too hard, try to remember that they are likely operating out of their own stress. It's rarely about you. When you shift your perspectives from why are they doing this to me? Wow, they must be under a lot of pressure. It changes your entire approach. It keeps you in the driver's seat of your own emotions. But that's very important. That is what I'm talking about. And that perspective of understanding and reading through the emotions of others is something that will help you stay calmer. And above all, being in the present. That's the fourth one. Being in the present, being mindful about what you're doing, and being aware. Self-regulation and self-awareness is the last thing that I want to talk about. Being aware that you're reacting. You can respond, but you don't have to react. You can be a little stressful, but not under distress. That's very, very important. Something that alters your state of mind completely is something that you need to, regulate for yourself. That's what is very, very important. Perfect. As we wrap this Friday evening and this show right here on DC Live, I want to leave you with one final thought. Finding your calmest self isn't a goal you reach and then you're done forever. It's a daily practice. You're going to lose it sometimes. You're going to have days where stress wins. That's just part of being human. But the more you practice, it's not about forcing yourself not getting into stress. It's about how quickly can you find your calmer self. I repeat, it's not about you not getting stressed at all. It's not about avoiding stress. It's not about not doing anything. Then you all might say something that, hey, then I can't even do anything. So that's not what I'm talking about. It's about how quickly do you find your calmer self under the situation of stress. But the more you practice, you will come back quickly to your calmer self. And that is all that I'm asking you for. The more you practice taking the extra breath, the more you practice setting small boundaries, the more you choose to see the human being on the other side of the desk, the easier it gets to find your work back to that steady place. Take this weekend to truly disconnect as the International Yoga Day is approaching you. Okay. Leave that laptop closed if you can. Step away from the work emails. Give your mind, your body the space they need to reset so you can show up with the newer version, the calmer version of yourself. Okay. Actually being grounded. All right, wonderful. That's all I had for this show on this Friday evening here on Cornerstone Weaving Workplace. We hope these insights have given you something useful to take take into your week ahead. Until next Friday at 5:30 p.m., take care of yourself and take care of each other, because on this channel DC Live, we care, we share, and we are on air. Have a wonderful, restful, and a great weekend ahead, and a great International Yoga Day. But before I leave, I'm going to leave you, before I close for this day, I'm going to leave you all with this track from Coldplay again, which is called Adventure of a Lifetime. And this song by Coldplay is all about waking up, feeling the magic, and choosing to make the most out of life. I repeat, how wonderful is it? It's all about waking up, feeling the magic, and choosing to make the most of our life. Turn your magic on. That's how this song has a line in it. Turn your magic on. To me, she would say, everything you want's a dream away. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds. How beautifully written. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds. Coming up for you, this track from Coldplay, Adventure of a Lifetime. And Shakti is going to play that for us. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. See ya. Bye.